Hi beautiful people, welcome back to another video here on my channel. In today's video I thought I would take you on a little tour around the resort that we're staying at in Punta Cana. It's called Grand Bavaro Princess. It's a huge resort, so I filmed like a whole bunch of little clips around the resort and I thought I would compile it into one video. So if you want to get a better idea of what the resort looks like, if you're planning on coming here soon, then I really feel like this video would be beneficial to all of you. Then keep on watching. So this is the lobby of Grand Bavaro Princess. Grand Bavaro Princess is an all-inclusive resort in Punta Cana, and it was my first time here, and I have to say I was definitely taken back by how beautiful the resort is. The architecture, the decor. I love how they incorporated like wildlife and nature into the resort as well. As you'll see in clips coming up, there are a lot of animals for you to look at. There's a lot of flora and fauna, and they just did a really good job of incorporating nature with the hotel feel as well. I just, like I mentioned, took random clips of the resort. I stayed here for a week and I didn't even get to experience and see all of it because the resort is so huge. You can definitely walk if you want, but they do have trams that take you from the main lobby all the way to the beach, and they run all hours of the day, so you can get around the entire resort with the tram. So this is the main buffet, La Española. This is what it looks like on the outside. Really pretty. And then the main lobby is over there. There's an ice cream truck. And there's a lot of seating outside. And over here is the wasabi restaurant and the teppanyaki. And then we have some wildlife over here. We have some flamingos, some turtles. Super cute. And over in that building there's the Indian restaurant, which is Samsara, and the Italian restaurant. But this resort is really nice. Really, really nice. Let's go look at some more wildlife. Oh. Oh, there's some ducks here. So cute. Hey, look, there's a, I don't know if you guys can see this, there's a bird like climbing a tree. I don't know if you can see it. It's so cool. They're climbing the tree. Some ducks. So as you can see, I'm obsessed with animals. There were turtles, there were ducks, there were baby ducks, flamingos, just a wide variety of animals everywhere. They actually have some boxes on the resort with food, so you can feed the turtles or the fish or whichever animals come by. And as I mentioned, you can just see how lush and green everything is on the resort. I really love that about this resort, that nature is such a big part of it. A lot of times I've gone to all-inclusive resorts and it's just buildings and it's very modern, but being here and like walking the grounds, it kind of feels like you're in a jungle, which I really appreciated. I will be doing a separate video on the food, so I'm not going to talk too much about the restaurants in this video, but as you saw, a lot of the a la cartes were located close to the lobby, and as I mentioned, the trams do run throughout the whole resort, so the tram will drop you off at the a la carte restaurants. One thing I would recommend is if you're going to any a la cartes, to make sure that you either make reservations, or if you can't make reservations, that you arrive at least an hour before you plan on having dinner. Just because when we did go, it was a very long wait for dinner, around 45 minutes to an hour. So the next day we basically decided to make all the reservations for all the a la cartes that we wanted to go to. There are so many a la carte restaurants on the resort, so try and visit as many as you can. I didn't get to go to all of them, although I really wanted to, but we just didn't have enough time. We were just there for 7 days. In terms of the food, it was hit or miss, to be honest. The buffet food was pretty basic, typical like buffet food, I guess. If you're looking for authentic Dominican food, you're not going to find that there. But some of the a la cartes were really good. Anyways, so as you can see here, I'm just like walking through this kind of like a jungle path section. So they have this at the resort, and there are different paths you can take, and you can view again the wildlife, the fauna, the flora. It's just a really nice peaceful escape from the hotel, I guess you can say. And yeah, we did this stroll twice while we were at the resort, and it was really nice just seeing all the animals and listening to all the sounds of the birds chirping, and you know, seeing all this beauty. So this is a mangrove bridge at the resort, and it's so beautiful and serene. They have a path here. It's sandy, but it's okay. And it just has spectacular views. So I thought I would take some time to talk about what has changed in terms of the measures being taken place due to COVID. So at the resorts, and I'm not going to speak for all, I'll just speak for Grand Bavaro Princess because that's where I stayed. But they did a really good job of social distancing and making sure that places were sanitized. And I really did appreciate that. Whenever you went into any public spaces, so if you were walking into the lobby, if you're going into any of the restaurants, you did have to have your mask on at all times until you were seated. In the buffets, you would have to wear gloves when you were touching any of the utensils to take out your food. I know some all-inclusive resorts are doing it where the people that work at the restaurant will actually serve you at the buffet, then you take out your own food. But in this case, we took out our own food. We just had to make sure we had our masks on and our gloves on. So that ran pretty smoothly. There weren't any people that had issues with it, to be honest. Everybody followed the rules. They had hand sanitizers everywhere. And if you didn't have a mask, all of the kiosks had masks in case you forgot a mask. So that was also really great as well. You don't have to worry about bringing a whole set of masks. The hotel will provide you with masks. If you were in any of the outdoor areas, you didn't have to wear your mask. So if you're at the pool area, a lot of the outdoor bars, people weren't even wearing masks. They were just going and ordering their drinks. So I guess it really depends on the bartenders and how strict they are. Some of them won't serve you unless you have your mask on. Others will serve you regardless. In terms of the hotel rooms itself, they were disinfected. We did have cleaners come in every day to clean the rooms. But yeah, in terms of COVID measures, it's just wear your mask, wear gloves when you're at the buffet, and respect social distancing. Don't, walk too closely with people and maintain a distance. And I feel like everybody did that at the resort. Hi guys, good morning. Good morning. We're all swimming.
They're so cute.
Baby ducks. Oh my gosh. It's so sweet. Yeah.
So females or the males have the color like that. Thanks for taking the time, Mama.
Bye, babies. Bye, Mama. This is a beautiful beach. There's a lot of seaweed, but honestly, it doesn't really bother me because there's nothing much they can really do. There's some people here that are raking up the seaweed and removing it by hand, which is a lot of work. But they're doing the best that they can. They're putting it in garbage bags and then walking all the way up to the resort with the bags, which is really hard work. And we got in on Saturday and we've seen them do this every single day. And the water is really nice. It's warm for sure. We've noticed in the evenings there's a little bit more rough than during the day, and there's just a little bit of seaweed in the actual water. It's not too bad. Yeah, but I love this beach. And then because we're platinum, we get to sit in these day beds, which are really nice. We just have to come pretty early to get one because they're usually the first spots to be taken up. And it's just a few. So we come around 8 o'clock and we're normally able to get one. But I would definitely recommend coming around like 7:30, because I had done that one morning and none of them were taken at that time. So if you want a day bed, if you're a beach person and like laying out at the beach, definitely try to get here early to get the day beds. But even the loungers are pretty nice too. I don't know if you can see it back there, but they have really nice cushions, so it's not too bad. So this is the beach. There's the Platinum Princess Bar over there. There are a lot of loungers for everyone. It's really nice. And they have these huts. So it's great because they have a waitress that comes around and takes your drink order if you're on the Platinum Princess side. And then over here, it's the PBG. So it's the Platinum Beach Grill. It's right beside the Platinum section of the beach. And this here is a Platinum Princess exclusive pool with a swim up bar. It's pretty small compared to like other resorts I've been to. But that's it. And they have little villas all through the resort. So over here is the Food Truck Princess. So at lunchtime there are food trucks that open up and you can get salads and hot dogs. Now we're going to our room. So we're going to breakfast. Today we're going to Chop In. It's the Platinum Princess Breakfast Buffet. And it's in the main lobby. It's so pretty. So it's right behind there. So this is the beach. There's sunset. So there's actually a lot of seaweed. I think there's a problem with seaweed. Yesterday was really clear, and then today the seaweed just came out of nowhere. Yeah, but it's beautiful. So over there is the PBG. It's the Platinum Beach Grill. At the top there's like a bar, and at the bottom is the restaurant, and they have a la carte breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We went for lunch and it was really good. It was so good. The service wasn't as great. We had to wait a very long time for our food, but the food was really good. Over here is the Frappuccino. You can get Frappuccinos and crepes. Really pretty.
What's up?
I think they're open from like 10 a.m. until 7 p.m. Really beautiful. We've had a few crepes here. It's so good. Something else I wanted to touch on actually is COVID testing. So at the time that I went to this resort, the country that I'm from, which is Canada, requires the PCR test coming back. So you have to do this PCR test 72 hours prior to departure. And let's just say that whole process was a nightmare. So make sure that if you're Canadian or you're from a country that requires a PCR test, that you give yourself enough time to do the test. So I wouldn't wait the day before to do the PCR test. I would do it 72 hours prior, just because we spent half a day waiting to get the test done. And then it was very like disorganized. There was only one nurse, I believe, that was administering the test, and one doctor. And yeah, it was like a huge lineup of people, and they all came. They booked our appointments all at the same time, which was at like 9 a.m. So all of us were waiting at 9 a.m. to get this PCR test done. If you're from the United States and you're arriving back to the United States, I believe the testing is different. I'm pretty sure it's the rapid testing. And from my experience of seeing like the Americans go in and out so fast, it shouldn't be an issue for the rapid test. I noticed it was more an issue with the PCR test. So just give yourself enough time, and also check back with them for your results. They tell you they will email you the results, but they don't. And double check the results to make sure that they have your correct name, your correct date of birth, and just correct information, because even though they take your passport and write down the information, they still make mistakes. Like my results had the wrong date of birth and my name was spelled incorrectly. So just double check your results, make sure everything is in order, because the last thing you want is the day you're leaving to not have your results or to have incorrect information on your results. Okay, so I thought I would add some final thoughts on this resort. It definitely is a beautiful resort, aesthetically pleasing for sure. I think it's one of the most beautiful resorts I've been to in Punta Cana, if I'm being honest. However, with bigger resorts, you tend to not get the service level you expect from a 5-star all-inclusive. And this resort is considered 5-star. So because of that, I personally would not return to this resort. I'm definitely happy I stayed here because I did enjoy my experience. But service level is very important for me, especially if I'm spending that amount of money on an all-inclusive. I expect the service level to be at a certain level, and it wasn't there. I'll just give an example. One morning, my sister and I went for breakfast, and no one even asked if we wanted anything to drink for the entire time we were there. And we were seen. So when things like that happen and you're paying that much money and you're tipping as well, and you're not getting that level of service, it's kind of disappointing. And that had happened numerous times. It wasn't just that one time. So because of that, service level, the food was okay. Like I had some really good meals, but I can't say all around the food was great. And for those two reasons, I probably wouldn't return. But if you are considering going here, or if you did book a trip to go here, I do think you'll have an enjoyable time. It is a nice resort. It just isn't up to the standards that I expect for a 5-star all-inclusive. So here's the pool. And over here, this is Hacienda. It's a Mexican restaurant. And Pescador, which is the seafood restaurant. For our last full day on the beach, it looks really nice today. The seaweed truck actually came by and picked up some seaweed. Yeah, and it just looks so beautiful. We're gonna go in the water soon. There definitely is a seaweed problem. I've never seen a beach like this before. But some days were mounds and mounds of seaweed. Today, they've been spending all week cleaning it up since we've been here, and this is the best it's looked. But they're doing everything by hand, which is tough. And there's a lot of seaweed in the water too. Yeah, so that's something to be mindful of if you don't like seaweed. Thank you guys so much for watching.